Hello, everyone. It's BJ Martin from HaloLife, and I am here to talk today about Trevor Bauer. There's a lot that's been going on in the news in the last 24-hour cycle regarding Trevor Bauer. Several conflicting reports, a couple of reports that kind of are in line with one another, and I wanted to use this opportunity, my first podcast, to discuss the options the Angels have. Why should an Angel fan not be jumping off the cliff right now? And what are the realistic possibilities for Trevor Bauer and the Angels? So, in case you missed it, on Wednesday afternoon and evening, there were numerous reports. First, out in New York, Andy Martino from SNY TV, he had reported that there was an official offer made by the New York Mets to Trevor Bauer, averaging $36 million a year with some options, opt-outs for Trevor, which kind of makes sense that he'd be interested in that, knowing he's looking at interesting ways to have contracts. He's mentioned that. It also kind of confirms reports that we've seen earlier in the week from other national baseball writers as well. Then there was a report from Mark Healy of Gotham Baseball, and he's a New York writer. He's got a history with AP and Baseball Digest, other entities as well. And he wrote that the Angels are going all in. That Artie Moreno does not want to be outbid for the services of Trevor Bauer. The two conflicting stories right there coming out of the Northeast. Then the LA Times, Maria Torres, who I respect a lot, great beat reporter for the Angels. She puts out a story yesterday evening saying, essentially titled, "Why Trevor Bauer is Never a Fit for the Angels," and really contradicts the report of Mark Healy and what he's saying with Artie going all in. Maria, I'll let you read the article yourself because it's really well written, and Maria makes some strong points as to why. Mainly, a lot of what really stuck out was the notion that the Angels would not sign Trevor Bauer because he's had disagreements with Mickey Callaway in the past. I can see why you could put that together and that would make a good story. But I think we all know Trevor Bauer is the best starting pitcher on the market. And these two are going to make things work out. If the Angels really want Trevor Bauer, they're going to get him and Mickey in the room together, and they're going to sort through it. They're going to work all this stuff out before anything happens. So I see a few things happening here. So one, we know the Angels always tight-lipped. They keep rumors. They're outstanding. If there's one thing they're outstanding at, it's keeping things internal, keeping the inner workings of negotiations within the Angels front office. And if you've been an Angel fan long enough, you'll remember the Angels, the day that you found out the Angels were getting Vladimir Guerrero or Bartolo Colon and Albert Pujols and CJ Wilson weekend at the winter meetings, the Josh Hamilton signing, and even last year's Rendon signing. And we were all caught off guard. None of us saw that happening. That there were very few reporters writing on it. Last year's example, but it was all news about Garrett Cole. Are the Angels going to outbid the Yankees for Garrett Cole? And out of left field comes this Rendon signing. So I wouldn't worry about that. And if there is a source that's leaking information out and getting it into the hands, I'm not saying that that's what happened with Maria. She's got any insight or not there. I would expect there to be two different camps in the Angels front office. I would expect most effective front offices, you're going to find that you have assistant GMs, other scouting members, scouting department members that are going to have different philosophies on the approach that the Angels take in 2021, and whether you use the funds to get a Trevor Bauer versus possibly spreading that out or looking in other areas. So it wouldn't surprise me even if there were people in the front office, and that could even be down to Perry and Artie having two different approaches. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, if there's an offer on the table with the Mets and Artie Moreno has the chance to outbid it, at the end of the day, he can make that decision. He's done in the past, and I'm not at the point yet where I think we need to be freaking out as Angels fans just yet. And when it comes to the luxury tax, I've we've gone back and forth on social media with several of you with regards to that, and how Artie Moreno's never done that. Before everything got scaled back, the salary for last season was going to be at 192 million. Of course, it got prorated down to 70 something, I think. But that was going to be the highest. 210 is I believe the luxury tax threshold. Right now, there's a Bauer signing would surpass, put them above that luxury tax. I also believe that and again, I may not be totally accurate on this, I'm just putting an estimate out there. I believe the luxury tax penalty for the Angels making a first time offender of that or surpassing that would be about $4 million. So it's a lot of money. But when you look in the past at what Artie's done, I mean, Artie's taken on salaries and eaten salaries. Josh Hamilton is one that sticks out. I mean, he just was unhappy and he ate that. Vernon Wells, he ate the last few years of his contract. There's others you could probably think of too. So paying $4 million to get Bauer for a year is not that. Then the other thing is, when you look ahead to the end of this season, between the Albert Pujols contract, Bundy and Heaney going into free agency, and then the three recent acquisitions, Quintana and Razel and Jose Iglesias, you have a total of $68 million that's coming off the books next year. Now, of course, they're going to have to use some of that funds to find replacements for those names I just mentioned, especially starting pitcher. And you losing Bundy and Heaney, they're going to go out and they're going to need some others. Some of that might progress from within the Angel system. Reed Detmers, Chris Rodriguez, these are all guys that get another full season in the minors this year. Who knows what kind of shape they'll be in at the end of this year, going into next year. But point being, there's about $68 million that is going to be freed up from contracts next season from the current payroll. And then if you go ahead another year, if you're talking about Bauer on a multi-year contract, you have the last year in 28 million, another 28 million coming off from Upton the following year. So you really, you're talking close to $100 million in difference that's going to be freed up in the next 2 years in salary, and that'll help them, of course, with the signing of a Bauer. Looking ahead to next year too is the other thing they have to do. The free agent class for next year, not a Trevor Bauer in there, unless Noah Syndergaard, comes back and has a huge performance this year. He could be the big name next year. Bundy and Heaney could be the big names next year, actually, within the top 5 of 10 free agents that are out there. But my point is, after they get through Albert Upton's contracts, it's only Trout and Rendon right now. If they add Bauer, it'd be the three of them that they have for any large sums moving forward. Ohtani's not a free agent, not going to deal with him until 24. Fletcher 25, Griffin Canning in 2026. So now's the time. If you're gonna go out and go over that tax 1 year, now's the time. Okay, that's the first part. Second part, let's say Bauer does sign with the Mets. It's a strong possibility. They have as good a chance, if not better, than the Angels right now. He may be, personally, Bauer may want to play there versus with the Angels. We don't know. If that happens, where's the current stat rotation? We got Bundy, we got Quintana, we got Canning, we got Heaney, we got Otani, Berea, and Sandoval. That's as it stands today. But you'd also have to think if this goes down in the next few days or the next week, and the free agent market and the trade market is anywhere where it's like today, you got Odorizzi, you got Paxton, you got guys like Tajon Walker, you got Adam Wainwright starting to. He's 39 years old, but he's got some ability. You look at older veterans, Cole Hamels, who's got ties to Southern California, and Perry for that matter. Even, I mean, these guys are not top of their game. They're declining. Archer, Arrieta, Mike Leake, Rick Porcello. These are all guys that are free agents that are out there right now that could be signed and just kind of fill in that Bundy, Quintana, Canning, Heaney, Otani, kind of in the mix there. And I think you can do that, and you go into the season, and you see how it plays out. You see how the health and performance of a Shohei Ohtani looks, or Griffin Cannon looks, or Quintana looks, and you can adapt. There's a strong possibility that the Sonny Grays, the Luis Castillos could still be there. They can make a deal for them this winter still. John Gray coming off an injury that a lot of people might wait on him for Colorado. See how he's pitching before they make a deal for somebody like that. Marquez in Colorado as well might be another one. Danny Duffy for Kansas City, Means in Baltimore. These are all pitchers that either could be potentially dealt for before spring training and opening day, or there's a strong likelihood teams that are going to adapt like they do every year. There's going to be needs that fill. So what I really wanted to state today was we've had Bauer fever. It's been hashtag Bauer to Anaheim for the last 2 months solid. We've enjoyed the memes. We've been putting stuff out. We're having a lot of fun getting Bauer. And I know our hopes have been running really high to get Trevor Bauer. I'm still in the camp thinking, hey, we can still do this. But if we don't, my message I just want to put out there is, guys, there's some talented players on our team. We look around the league. Houston's going to be without Verlander. He's coming off injuries. Without him, you really got McCullers and Greinke as your main experienced guys. You got talent, young talent, and Christian Javier and Framber Valdez and Jose Urquidy. But you can look, and there's question marks on that, just as you look at Bundy, Quintana, Canning, Heaney, and Otani, or Berea and Sandoval for that matter, having question marks. Oakland, we've seen how shaky those guys can be up there. Montes was not the same Montes that we've seen in several years. Luzardo, great talent, but he's been prone to injury. Sean Manaea, same thing. Chris Bassett. After those four, right now in Oakland, Mike Fears could come back. He's a free agent. You're looking at guys like Dalton Jeffries, Domingo Acevedo, Trey Supak, battling for that fifth spot in that rotation right now. A lot of question marks. Texas, same thing. They dealt away Lance Lynn. That leaves them with Kyle Gibson, Jordan Lyles, Allard. They got Dane Dunning for Lance Lynn. He's a talent. But and then the next guy, the guys when you look at the fifth spot, Joe Gatto, former Angel prospect. Joe Gatto's got a shot at making that rotation. He's on there. He's on the depth chart for that starting rotation currently. And then Seattle, same thing. They got some high upside guys in Dunn and Sheffield. But besides that, Marco Gonzalez did a great job last couple of years. Kikuchi's been underwhelming. And they picked up Chris Flexen out of the KBO, former Mets pitcher, who's pitched well over in Korea. And they grabbed him to kind of fill that void. So when I look at the current staff of the Angels, I'd say Houston's probably the next best starting rotation right now, with McCullers and Greinke at the top, and then Javier Valdez and Urquidy below. But then right there, I got to say, if you got health and performance at where it's been in the last couple of years for Bundy, Quintana, Canning, Heaney, Otani can get back to the semblance of 2018, even perform half the level he did that then, and then you add an Odorizzi or you add a Paxton, even add a Hamels or a Wainwright to that mix, you got something. And I think that's what the Angels are going to do if they do not get Bauer. Now, if they get Bauer, it's a whole, you're talking a game changer. You got Bauer, Bundy, Canning, Heaney, Quintana, Otani. It just sounds a lot more sexy than Odorizzi and Bundy and Quintana and Canning. But there's still a lot of positives, even with the Odorizzi in there, or a healthy Paxton in there as well. So I want to leave you with this. You're going to hear lots of different media reports, but until the final deal is done, you can't count on Artie Moreno. Artie's he's got a history of opening his checkbooks in the past, and I think he can do it again. And I think that we have a lot to look forward to in 2021. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast, this video log. If you're watching this on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up. I'd like to know if you did like this video and you like this kind of content. Also, give me your comments. I'd like to know too. Please subscribe. This is the first video I've done, but I'd like to do some more if it's something that that you like. And also, just want to note the reason I did this. I've had a lot of folks on social media asking me, "Do I have a podcast? Where can I find your podcast?" It wasn't something I really thought about doing. The Bauer situation prompted me to take this step, to put together a podcast, put it up online and through YouTube. So anyway, I hope this is something you enjoyed. And if you want to join me again, I look forward to it. And until I see you next time, just enjoy your life 9 innings at a time.